Greetings again from the Guatemalan Foundation. This will be our YouTube video number 16, bringing the Julie Memorial Project to a conclusion. First, giving a brief summary of the Foundation's work in the Valparaiso area of Guatemala, focusing on the first teacher in 1969 with 6 little students, all the way to 480 students in 2012, and seeing the additions being a new preschool classroom, kitchen, and storage room. Focus will be on Julie, we call the first volunteer, and the project done to honor her and help the people she loved. It all started in 1967 when the Anderson family left Provo, Utah to travel to Guatemala to dedicate themselves to helping the Mayan Indians. Guatemala, of course, you see here is in Central America, the very heart of the Americas, and in Guatemala we went up into the Alta Verapaz area in north central Guatemala. After being there a while, an article was printed in the Sunstone magazine entitled "Alone in a Valley," describing the conditions. There were 39 families in grass or in sugarcane thatch huts. We found sick and dying Indians in every single home. 40% of their children had died already, and we began treating the sick, Julie being my helper. Of course, I am Cordell Anderson, the father of the Anderson family, but we had to not just treat the sick, but we had to teach them how they could stop the wave of sickness and death. We started by showing 16mm movies, the first ones they had ever seen, and then I started a class among the men, the workers, my employees, teaching them where sickness comes from and all the details about how it could be prevented. We began teaching classes also to the women, the mothers, but of course education with the children was a key. The only education available to the children in Valparaiso or in Paradise Valley was a school on the neighboring plantation in a thatch building with mud walls, and then 2 miles in the other direction up a slippery trail to a village where there were just 15 students attending the school there. The children from Valparaiso just did not make it to either of these schools. So Julie started a little class among 6 children, and that developed very quickly, employing a teacher and formalizing the school, and it grew to all 6 grades and 110 students. And by 1980 our school, at what then became known as the Center for Indian Development, or the CID, participated in the area regional parade and was given first place in the parade for their participation with all these students, with the literacy group and our championship soccer team. By 1981 the guerrilla war had invaded Alta Verapaz, and so we established all of the people there in their own community, and we provided land, donated land to the municipal government for a school. The foundation provided the materials, the people did the work, and a school was constructed that was donated to the government. And it was inaugurated in 1982 with the Guatemalan Army providing protection from guerrilla attack. It was inaugurated, and with leaders from the municipal and departmental governments, and the Army also being present there at the inauguration. There was a marble plaque established or installed there to give credit to the foundation for having helped make this possible. And we continue to develop this school over the years, eventually building another unit which increased the classrooms to 6. And then eventually by 2000 there was an additional large building constructed down below on this property. with another 3 classrooms. And so the population was exploding, and by 2012 in the grade school it had increased to about 400 students, and there was also established by that time an incredible thing, which was a junior high school, unheard of in rural Guatemala. And so there were 480 total students, but an exploding population that had need of more classrooms still. At this point, Julie passed on the 22nd of February this year, 2012, and at her memorial service it was decided that there would be a project done in her honor in Guatemala as the first volunteer. And so it was we were to focus, we thought it was to be a 6th grade classroom in the beginning, but then it was decided to focus more on the little children who Julie had first started teaching. And also there would be a renovation of the kitchen. And so our representative in the area, Federico Bellis, went to work accumulating materials. And as donations came in, the construction proceeded. The classroom would be built onto the original building between there and the kitchen, and so the construction continued with construction methods that would be protected from earthquakes, which are very common, of course, in the area. And so the walls went up, and you can see gaps in the wall with construction steel going up, and there cement would be poured to form a very strong structure. The workers are seen enjoying themselves during a break, and the children too during their mid-morning refection, as they call it in Guatemala. Others, of course, were playing on the lower portion of this 2-acre section of land that was donated to the government. And with cheerleaders preparing, and a little band preparing for a parade, but back to the construction, the walls went up, and they were getting ready to start putting the roof on. But then the corridor had to be extended, so Federico was supervising the project and making sure that everything was done right. And so this new area of cement corridor was ready, and so an order was put into the ready mix company in the area, and so we started getting cement and started pouring there to complete that floor. And then we went to work. Of course, we had already accumulated wood and had it drying out, and so the roof went up. And eventually all of this wood was painted, as you will see, with protective coating that will prevent it from being eaten by termites or rotting. And so all of a sudden we had a roof on the building, and of course the children always observing what was going on. And so the tin went on, and then the order was put in for steel grated windows that had protection from people breaking in the building, and of course a steel door. And so these were installed, and then we focused on the kitchen and to remove the roof, and found that we had to replace all the wood there too, and so more wood was acquired, and so up went the walls to put it in harmony with the new classroom. And eventually the roof went on the kitchen, and then they started finishing the walls, preparing them for painting, both the new classroom, which of course became a preschool classroom, and the kitchen. And of course, we always had children observing what was going on, and they were fascinated by the construction, as were we. The kitchen was remodeled inside, rebuilding the stove and building a large pila, which with a big water deposit as part of it, so they would always have plenty of water. And a chimney outside that they didn't have in the first construction. And so the stove was finished, and the director of the school, whose name is Yuri Janet de Leon, is seen here in the finished the kitchen, just remaining the painting. and there she is with some of the students. And so the windows in the classroom were ready to be measured for glass, and glass was installed, and then the painting went forward in the classroom and outside in the corridor, and eventually the final coat of paint went on. And at the end of it all, we can see that we also included a storage room, and then we installed the marble plaques that would honor those in whom this that helped in the construction, and in Julie, in whose name the construction was done. So Federico had the project finished. He's one great guy. He's been a partner with the foundation for over 40 years in project, and he's been the director of the foundation's work in this area as a volunteer for 20 years. I've never seen anything quite like it in my whole life. So the construction was ready for the inauguration, all decorated, and so the people congregated, and our director Yuri Janet de Leon gave the welcome. And then since most of the people in the area are Catholic, there was a Catholic priest there to bless the new classroom and also the kitchen. Of course, this was all done in honor of Julie, and there were some pictures there that the foundation provided for the United States as the centerpiece for the inauguration. And so first they began by singing the national anthem and their pledge of allegiance to the flag, I guess we could call it. And all of this, of course, was to inaugurate the preschool classroom. And so the program went forward, first having the little children who would, in whose honor this, or for whose benefit this classroom was built, one of them giving a little speech and then them performing. And so here all the cute little children that will be blessed if this first year by this classroom. Of course, there's the children listening and enjoying themselves watching the program. Here you see all the little children involved, and then you see a group here of mothers, and they were represented by one who gave a speech. And then there was a speech given by a few other mothers who are all foundation graduates, we can call them, who we helped them get their education years ago. I can see there Josefina giving a speech, and there's Gloria, and there's Macaria, and one other. And then they, after speaking a little, they did a dance, a typical dance. And then it was turn for Federico to give his speech. Like I say, a 20-year volunteer director in the area of the foundation's projects. And then representing the Anderson family is Aura Anderson, who's my adopted daughter, still waiting for her visa after 7 years, so she can join the family in the United States. And then last of all, the school supervisor, the district supervisor for the Department or Ministry of Education, Armando Aurelio Pope, accepted the project and thanked everybody for their participation. And then they gathered along with the mayor from Santa Cruz Verapaz to cut the ribbon and then go into the classroom for to have a luncheon. But first they unveiled the marble plaques. This one here in giving honor to the foundation and those things that have been done over all these years to provide this school for all of the people of the area. And then the other plaque was unveiled by the director of the school, and this was all in Julie's honor. You can hit the pause and you can read what it says there. These Julie's pictures then went into the office of the director of the school, where they have certificates of merit and one thing or another all over the walls. And of course you can see they made large enlargements of these photographs of Julie, and last of all of Julie's family, all of her children you see here up on the wall. And then by that time the food was ready, having been prepared in the new kitchen, and so they went into the classroom where they had their lunch. Afterwards, a day or so later, we were able to get pictures of the children having class for the first time in their new classroom. And so you see them here. The room is partially furnished and is going to be a great blessing for them. Let's just remember the school, where it came from. It came from this small beginning on a neighboring plantation, and then it grew, of course, to the 3 buildings that you see here with 480 students. And then from the neighboring plantation or neighboring village, this is what was available for the children. Of course, that has now become, we can say, well, you can see it here in the junior high school. All this, of course, started with Julie with her 6 little children, that has now grown to this whole school, but now especially honoring her with a new preschool classroom, and all of the 480 students, which is what has grown from the small seed that Julie planted. Now, just going by the school, there is the main river of the area, and let's just look at one thing here to let you see that other things that we are doing continually and for which we need help. This river was about to wash away a home. Federico got help from various department or government agencies to put up a barrier here, but this needs to be raised. As you can see, this home is ready to slip off into the river. It's of course a typical very poor home, but inside this home is a woman who has terminal cancer, and we have been providing medications to give her relief for her final days, but she would like to have her home saved, and so we need some help to raise up that barrier and protect it from being lost, so that she can go in peace. Of course, our focus always is on the children, and to raise up a new generation continually, so that the future might be bright for them. But we need your help with these humanitarian emergency services in the area that are not reached by other aid programs. But of course, we're always focusing on the children, preparing them for a better life. Please help us as often as possible, remembering Julie by helping us do a good work among the people she loved. You can donate online at www.guatemalanfoundation.org, or send your donations to the Guatemalan Foundation, Post Office Box 50, Springville, Utah 84663. You can get lots more information about all the things that we have done over nearly 50 years helping the Mayans of Guatemala at our website, www.guatemalanfoundation.org. So thanks for listening, and please keep us in mind from time to time as this project will continue on into the future.